Hey guys, it's Kendra. So today I wanted to chat about the new year, looking forward. I love doing a video like this at the start of the year. Typically I pick a word of the year and that's kind of like my mantra for the year. Usually that word sticks with me the entire year and it's kind of like this little reminder of kind of the theme I want, the vibe I want to keep with me throughout the year. But this year it's different. I did not have a word that stuck out to me. There was nothing like really big and significant that I wanted to change, which I'm kind of happy about. So today I wanted to chat about kind of like some things that have really inspired me lately and just some things that I want to do more of in this year. So I hope you guys find this video helpful and encouraging, and let's just start talking. So I wanted to start by saying that I heard in a podcast about a thing called a Commonplace journal. I think it was in one of my homeschool books that I've read. I think it's Teaching from Rest, I want to say. And essentially what you do with these is if you're reading a book and something sticks out to you, you write it down. If I'm doing my devotional and there's a Bible verse that sticks out to me, I write it down. Just little like jots of inspiration, things that I want to hold on to, I put in this book. I also use this as a journal. So in here I'll find, like little bits of nuggets that I've heard through podcasts and whatnot. And then you'll turn the page and I'll have a day that was just a journal entry. And I like doing this once you just like go back and like be inspired by different things that I've picked up. It also helps to remember them. Like if you're writing it down, you just remember and retain that information much better. The other reason for doing this, I have some jots of my kids' drawings in here too. I want to start journaling more for the sake of having something to pass on. And I kind of heard this in The Crown. You see her journaling often, and I just think it's a great way of putting something down on paper that is not digital, because everything is so digital now. And it's something that I want to have for the kids to read one day. So I wouldn't call this like some secret diary or anything like that. It's more like I like to kind of write what's going on. And I think what a cool thing to look back on. I would love to have read my mom's journal of like things going on and important events happening. And we just went to Hawaii, so I'm gonna be like writing all about our trip in here. I think it's just a cool way of kind of reminiscing of past years. I kept a journal in college and I still have it, and I love going back and reading it, but I do wish I just had more journals to read from. I think it's a great thing kind of to have as legacy. And you can just keep going, and when you're done with this one, get another journal. I just purchased one. I'll link it down below. This one I got from Five Below, but I got one from Etsy. The brand is Hosanna Revival. That's the Bible I have. It is the most beautiful leather journal, and it's just so cute. Like the inside it says like where you start, and at the end it says to be continued. It's just really great and simple and beautiful. I feel like with a lot of resolutions, people can just be very hard on themselves and like want to change so many things, and I'm trying this year to just be a little softer on myself and more encouraging. Like just keep doing the good things you're doing already, and if there's little tweaks and things you can do differently, then great, but it's not like you need to completely change everything that you're doing just because it's the new year. It just seems a little like much. So for myself, I did write a few things down that I just kind of want to keep at, and a few things that I want to start doing again, like things that I just wasn't as consistent with. So the first thing is I want to keep working out 3 times a week. Andrew and I switch off days. Oh, my throat is so dry right now. This is Throat Coat from Traditional Medicinals. It's so good. We joined a gym recently and it's been really great. I've realized that I have to pay for working out or I just will not do it. And I've really enjoyed my mornings at the gym. It's not an option anymore. Like before I would just like dread waking up, and now I'm just like, hey, this is awesome that I get to do this now. I'm in a different phase of life. Before I was up early with the kids. Owen would be in our bed all the time, and now like he would cry if I wasn't there or if I had to leave. Now he understands that mom and dad go to the gym in the morning And we go early, so by the time when I get home, they're like just waking up usually. But still, it's just there's a little more freedom right now in our stage of life. And so I'm just trying to embrace that, kind of enjoy that little pocket we're in where our kids are able to do a lot more now, yet they're still in this sweet, like adorable stage. I just feels like such a really great little place that we're in right now. So the working out has just been really nice for some alone time for myself, because if you guys homeschool, you know that I think that's the one thing I tell people all the time that I didn't expect from homeschool or didn't realize is that there's not really any breaks like for yourself. So, and I'm an introvert and a homebody, so for me, it's not that big of a deal, but every now and then I'll reach a point where I, like Andrew can tell, where I just need to leave the house for a little bit, and I'll just go somewhere. Like I'll go to the grocery store, or I'll go to Target or something and just kind of get a coffee and just have some time where I'm not answering questions, you know, just kind of where you're off, you're checked out for a little bit. You need to check out for a little bit. So the gym has kind of become that for me, and it's just really enjoyable and I really love it. So, and also it's just good for you. Like my body feels a lot better now. I feel a lot more strong now, and I just in a better mood overall. Like it's crazy what working out can do for your body physically and mentally. Okay, the next thing I want to keep doing is morning time. And this goes along with the working out. So I'm already waking up early to work out, and I was doing morning time and I kind of just stopped doing it. But it is never something that I ever regret doing. It's so centering in the morning, just waking up a little bit earlier before your kids wake up. And I like to start my devotional, get a little reading in, I'll start my coffee, and it's just time to breathe and wake up and feel like you got a little bit, not a little bit done, but just you had some time to kind of process the day. You can jot down some things you want to do before the day just jumps out at you. Like if you just wake up with your kids, which is totally fine too. Not everybody wants to wake up for their kids. Like I understand that. But for me personally, when I am just woken up by my kids, it can kind of make me feel already like I'm behind. When I wake up before them, I feel like I'm so much like more mentally just ready to go. The other thing I want to be better at is more consistent with our school. And I feel like I can be very lax sometimes, like, oh, we're good, we did it. But the girls are getting a little bit older now, and I need to be a little bit better at like, no, we need to work on working hard. Not that we're going to be doing school for 6 hours a day or anything like that, but as long as we get to all the lessons that I had in mind, ooh, hello car, they can have their breaks and everything throughout the day, but I think that I need to just be a little bit more routine with what we're doing for school, rather than like, we're fine, whatever, go play. I can be pretty easy on the girls. We were not where I wanted to be for like our math curriculum. I had everything planned out for the year, and we were not like keeping up. And so I'm like, hey, this is not something that we should be like, we should be caught up by now. So I just need to be better about being on top of things for that. I also wrote journal daily. So yeah, just writing a few things down from the day. It doesn't have to be every single day, but at least every week. What I like to do is to keep my little journal in our ottoman, underneath our ottoman. So at the end of the day, when Andrew and I are sitting down watching TV together, I can just pull this out and just write some stuff down as we're sitting together. It's kind of like a nice thing to do at the end of the day to reflect on things that have happened. So those are kind of like concrete things. Now I wanted to kind of talk about some more like abstract thoughts that I was writing down as I was listening to a few podcasts that really stuck with me. The first is be content with God's will for your life. Oh, it was an Instagram post that I saw that I was like, wow, this is so good. There are so many things in my life that I think I'm in control of, or that I want to be in control of. And it is very challenging for me to let go of that and understand that maybe what I think is gonna pan out for me, for my life, is not what God has intended, and being okay with that. And also like embracing that and being grateful for that versus just being on my own path, being in my own head. Then I wrote, his plan far extends beyond what we could imagine. God is weaving, this was such a like beautiful visual. God is weaving a beautiful tapestry of our lives. There is purpose in both the light and dark threads. Remember, God can make something beautiful out of them. God is weaving a tapestry of our lives. Each of us has a completely different tapestry. There are dark threads that could be hard times in our life, things that we struggle with. And there are light threads that are like the positive things happening, the really wonderful things happening. But you cannot just have a completely like one tone blanket tapestry, whatever you want it to be. There has to be both. And I also just realized that if everything is just so great in your life all the time, you have no reason to run to God. You have no reason to open up your Bible, like digging for words that need to be soaked into you at that moment. Like if everything is just so great, we're not really craving a relationship with God. This year has been a year of me just like trying to listen to what God is trying to tell me. And I know that I don't know what's best for myself, but I can tend to lean on my own understanding. So this year this past year has just been me like, okay, I need to let go of that control. The next thing I wrote is rest in God's promises. Yeah, like resting is hard for me. And I've realized that also this year is I don't do well being still. I need, like, there's always thoughts going on in my head and just being content. Not that I'm not content, but I'm always thinking of what I need to get done or things like that. So just nothing's going to satisfy you ever in life except for God's promise. Being content in his promises is the only thing that can really sustain us. It's never going to be enough for other things. Okay, next thing I wrote, wherever God places you, do it well and to the glory of God. So wherever I am, like doing whatever you're doing at that moment in time, to the best of your ability, whether that is homeschooling my kids, whether that is hanging out with Andrew at the end of the day, or cleaning up the house, like do whatever you're doing the best you can. Everything we do has a purpose, even the small mundane things, they all work together. And I think just embracing that and knowing that like what you're doing matters. Those are all kind of spiritual things, but I wanted to share a few things that are more like parenting that I just really loved. The first I wrote down today, and I wrote, focus more on noticing what your children are doing that is good and commendable rather than correcting all the time. Things grow where energy flows. So if you are constantly correcting your kids and telling them how to change something, then they're going to be internalizing that you are always trying to change them, versus noticing the good things that they do and like what you love about them, things that they are so great at. They then take that on as self-confidence and self-assuredness. So just really trying to focus on that more, because I think I can just so easily, like my natural tendency is to be like correcting things, and I need to be better at like verbalizing when things are great, because I'm great at like saying that to other people or like to Andrew, like, oh, they did this and this was so great, but telling them instead. And specific, not just like, this is amazing, but like, you are all, like today, I told myself I have to go tell them this, saying you are all being so kind to each other right now when you're playing. Because typically if they're like fighting, that's when I go out and say something. So working on that is something that I'm definitely going to try on. Oh yeah, and this says, focus on the effort they put in, not the outcome. And I think that applies to a lot of things. It can be for school, it can be for other things too, but encouraging them putting in all the effort rather than just what their outcome is. Because I think that just will go a lot further in life. Give specific praises instead of you're amazing. Say, you were so brave, you were so great at the monkey bars. Specific things rather than just like a blanket statement of you're amazing. It's just doesn't go very far. It's okay to not be good and perfect at all things. We're working on that a lot. It's okay to not get everything exactly right. It's okay that you're not the best at everything. I'm not either. You know, it's like showing your kids that you also mess up and you also trip and fall, and that's okay. We're not all perfect. The next thing I wrote is, I underlined this, enjoy them. Become a student of our kids and notice what they love. So just noticing what things that spark their joy and interest, and also taking interest in that, because there's gonna be a lot of things, especially with Owen, probably as he gets older, that I may not care about, but caring about them because they care about them. And then that's when you're gonna get that quality time together and just enjoying them, enjoying being with them, even if you have stuff to do. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, I have to do all the dishes, or I have to put the laundry away. That can wait. I read this little quote too. It says, if teaching is the art of imitation, then we better make ourselves worthy of imitation. I have a few more I'm gonna share. Your children are not projects to be managed, but souls to be cultivated. This also kind of goes back to like being, whatever you're doing it well. It says, faithfully tending to your work each day is what success looks like for the homeschool mother. Rest comes from diligence to the work he hands us, infused with faith in God's promises to guide and bless us. I think this is from Teaching from Rest. Okay, one more. The daily mundane is holy ground, because the ordinary tasks of a monotonous Monday are where we meet our Maker. So good. I just love having all this written down here. I feel like I've just read a ton of things. So that is just kind of what I wanted to share today, and just kind of like things that I just want to keep in my mind as I move forward this year. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts down below on what you do in the new year, if you do anything, if you change anything, if you even think about it. I just like hearing from you guys and just hearing how you are. How are you right now? I know like after that we had a whole month, like a true month off, and then we were in Hawaii for a week. So I feel like we're just now getting back into our normal routine, and it is hard, but I'm so like ready to be back into a normal routine. But yeah, it's gonna take some time. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.